So it's finally a beautiful day today in Vancouver, and I thought I would sit down with you and share some of my absolute spring favorites. Now, a lot of the things I'm about to show you are actually new things that I've just purchased on a cross-border trip to Bellingham and the surrounding areas. So we went up to Linwood and did a lot of outlet shopping, and I got some really nice things, not a ton of things, but just a few things to take me into the next season and sort of refresh my wardrobe. So I'm really excited to show those to you and then show you some things that I already own that will be some of my favorite things to wear as the weather gets better and better. So as the seasons change, one of the first things that I start to think of buying is new shoes, because a pair of new shoes just kind of really refreshes your whole wardrobe, and it's one of those things that I very much change seasonally. I will be putting my boots aside and starting to wear more open-toed shoes and shoes that are lighter in color as well. One of my favorite continuous things to wear, it's been really in fashion over the last few years, but I will continue to wear them whether or not it is in fashion, are nude shoes. So these ones are from Via Spiga. I purchased them at Nordstrom Rack. You can see they're lovely peep toes, and they have a really nice stacked heel. I think normally they retail for about $250 and I paid $100 for them. So I was very happy with that deal. I also purchased a pair of more casual shoes. I'm unlikely to wear these to the office for anything other than Casual Friday, but I just absolutely fell in love with them, and they're from Cole Haan at Seattle Premium Outlets. It's a great store. They have really amazing deals. These are from the Nike Air Cole Haan collection. They were originally, I think, $375, and I also paid $100 for them as well. So not super cheap, but very high quality shoes and very much of a fashion statement. You can see they're bright yellow with brown detailing, which is great because then it'll look really nice with my Louis handbag. And believe it or not, I really thought about it in the store, but I actually think these will go with a fair amount of clothing because yellow can sort of be worn as a neutral and as a pop of color. One of my favorite trends for spring, I think, is going to be a pop of bright color, namely yellow or peach or something citrusy. I've been seeing a lot of that in magazines. When I was in Nordstrom Rack, I had actually a good run with beauty products. They had a lot of things on really cheap deals. So I purchased some Kerastase Nectar Thermique, which I've heard really good things about for protecting your hair. It's just sort of a styling cream that is also a heat protectant. It works really well, and I also purchased a bottle of my favorite heat protectant. It's the Tresemme Thermal Creations Heat Tamer Spray. Just bought this from a drugstore. Both of them were ultimately very cheap, and the aim with these is to protect my hair and keep it as healthy as possible as I grow it out throughout the spring, get probably less haircuts than usual, so that I can have long hair for summer, which is something that I pretty much do every year. I also purchased 2 more beauty products when I was in Nordstrom Rack. One of them is a supersized tube of lemon and sage body butter. You can see the citrus theme continuing here. Definitely something that I love for spring. It just really energizes me. So this is from Bliss, which is normally really expensive. It shockingly retails for $50, but I paid $16 for it, so that's really not bad given the size of the tube, and I absolutely have been loving this over the past few days because I'll put it on in the morning before I go to work, and it just makes me feel really fresh and alive. And then the other thing I got is a little bit eccentric. This is a little tube of Strivectin SD, which is normally extremely expensive, but I paid about $25 for this. I wouldn't have bought it if it was more expensive. That said, my mom has a special purpose for this that she has passed on to me and recently told me that I should let you guys know about in case you can find some Strivectin at a reasonable price, because it is quite an expensive cream. It's made for stretch marks, but they now have lines for the face and body and hands as well. This is the only thing that keeps my mom's hands from being chapped. She has chronically really dry skin on her hands. Mine have been like that too this year, and just absolutely nothing has been working. Not even the stuff I got from Lush, which is usually a very high quality. So I got a tube of this and I've been using it for 2 days and I can already see a difference. And I know that if you guys are like me, you'll want smooth, just really healthy skin as the weather gets better and you'll be wearing less fabric. And your hands are just something that people really notice. I shake hands with a lot of people and I don't want to have scaly alligator hands, and I am just really excited to have a tube of what is essentially Miracle Hand Cream. So the next thing is something that I already owned. I didn't feel the need to buy a new perfume this year because this one hasn't gone off at all. It's this perfume that I wore throughout last spring and much of the summer and even part of the fall, I think. This is the Acqua di Gioia from Giorgio Armani. It's an aquatic perfume, so it smells very fresh and with light hints of citrus, but mainly just sort of more watermelon-y and vacation-y, but it's also just very light. It doesn't smell sweet at all or terribly floral. It's just somewhere in between. For those reasons, it makes a really great spring perfume to wear. So for lip products, there are two that I really love wearing as the weather gets better. I really love to do a bright lip and then light eye makeup. It's just something that I always go for. First product is one that I already own. This is one of the Maybelline Super Stay 10 Stay Glosses. These are amazing because they are glossy lip stains that do not come off for anything, and they're very bright and pigmented. So this is the color 130 Refreshing Red, and I just love doing this with some winged eyeliner. You really don't need much more makeup than that, and it's just really nice to keep it simple. So the other thing is the same idea, but it's a little bit more of a balm. This is a Tarte Enchanted Lip Surgeons Natural Lip Tint. So this is even more natural. You can see it's a little bit on the sheer side, but I just absolutely adore the color of this. It's more pink than the Maybelline one, and I purchased it for a good deal at Ulta in the States compared to the prices here for Tarte products. Before we go into my spring fashion choices, I just wanted to show you the candles that I bought when we were in the States, because Bath & Body Works is substantially cheaper there as well. So this is the Lilac Blossom scent, and this is definitely my candle choice from Bath & Body Works for this year. I don't know if they've had it the other years. I've never smelled it before, and it is just so incredible, you guys. Like, I could smell this all day, and I really regret not seeing if they had anything else in the scent, because if they'd had a body spray or something like that, I would have bought like 10 bottles and taken a bath in it. Because lilac to me is different from any other floral scent. It just has a light sweetness about it that is absolutely addictive to me. It's definitely a smell of my childhood, because the house we had in Montreal when I was little had a lot of lilac trees. And then they had a 2 for $20 deal on, so the second one I picked is the Lemon Mint Leaf, and I've heard a few people describe this as smelling a little bit like cleaner and that sort of generic lemon scent, and so I was really sort of wary of smelling it because of that, but I did give it a chance, and I think it smells really good. I don't think it smells like cleaner at all. I think it smells like a mojito because it has that like a lemon, limey, citrusy thing going on with just a hint of mint, like not too much mint. So I really liked it as well, although I don't like it quite as much as the lilac. The lilac is definitely my favorite. So the next thing I want to share with you is some of my spring fashion favorites, because definitely the main thing that I think about when I think of, you know, just kind of changing over my wardrobe is the exciting pieces that I haven't been able to wear for a while that I can suddenly take out and start wearing again, or the few pieces that I'm going to add to my wardrobe this year to just incorporate some new things into it and refresh it. So the first thing I'm going to show you something that I already own. This is a trench coat from Aquascutum, which is a slightly less expensive alternative to Burberry. So if you can find it anywhere near you, I highly recommend it because their trench coats are equally as high quality. And this one is just a bright fuchsia color, and I absolutely love it. You can't quite see unless I put it on, and I'm sure you'll see it in an outfit of the day soon, but it's actually very lightly flared at the waist, so it's very feminine and bright, and it just makes me happy to have a bright coat. I highly recommend it as something to incorporate into your wardrobe, especially if you live somewhere rainy like I do. It's very likely that many of the weeks of April will have warmer weather here in Vancouver, but will also be highly wet. The next favorite thing is also something I already own, and that is the dress that I'm wearing. I just absolutely love the puffy sleeves on it, the light fabric. Chiffon like this is definitely not something that I ever wear really during the winter, so little light pieces like this, maybe with longer sleeves like this one, are great for taking you into summer. So this dress is from BCBG, and then when I was at the outlet, I only purchased 2 new items of clothing because I already have really way too much clothes and no room to add too much more. So the first thing I bought is a denim style shirt from J. Crew. I purchased this at the outlet at Seattle Premium Outlets. They often have some really good deals there. So with a coupon I paid about $50 for this, which is quite expensive for a casual shirt, but I think it actually retails for like close to $100. But what made this one special to me as opposed to one from any other brand, for example, I've seen some cheaper alternatives at H&M recently, because there's an H&M store near where I work. This is more of a linen type fabric, so it's not that heavy denim, and in that way I think it's slightly more convertible and easier to dress up a little bit. So I could even see myself wearing this with some trousers or a nice skirt, and I just really enjoyed the way that the fabric feels. So I highly recommend this one. It just hangs really nicely as well, and I like the pocket details. I think it's just rustic enough for me. So I bought that as a staple, and then I did buy something a little bit funner, and this was an excellent deal. I paid $20 for it from Nordstrom Rack. It's by the brand Angie that I had never heard of before. And it's made in India, and I don't really know whether it has an Indian flair to it, but it's certainly very pretty, and I adore the poppy color of it, the fact that it has a fairly subtle floral print. I also like the fact that it has long sleeves, so it will be slightly more convertible before the weather gets really hot, which will take quite a while. We don't really live in a balmy climate here, so I could wear this with leggings and boots if I wanted, or with sandals, of course, or tights or something like that, and it just has a really simple navy belt. That is it for my springtime favorites. I hope you found this video useful. I'd love to hear if you have one particular item that you already own or will be purchasing and adding to your wardrobe for this spring, and if so, what it is. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!